Hello students, today we are going to study our chapter 4 class 7 subject science NCERT. The chapter name is heat. So in chapter 3 you have learned that woolen clothes are made from animal fibers and cotton clothes are made from plant fibers. We wear woolen clothes during winters when it is cold outside. Woolen clothes keep us warm and we prefer to wear light color cotton clothes when it is hot. This gives us a feeling of coolness. And you might have wondered why particular types of clothes are suitable for particular season. So in winter, you feel cold inside the house, and if you come out in the sun, you will feel warm. And in summer, you feel hot even inside the house. So how do we know whether an object is hot or cold? How do we find out how hot or cold an object is? So in this chapter, we shall try to seek or find the answer to some of these questions. So let's start with this chapter. First point is hot and cold. So in our day-to-day life, we come across a number of objects. Some of them are hot and some of them are cold. So example, tea is hot and ice is cold. So list some objects you use commonly in the table 4.1 and mark these objects as hot or cold. So let me see the table 4.1. Here it is given to you. The object names is given to you. You have to tick mark whether the object is hot or cold. So first object is ice cream. For that answer is given to you. It is cold. So here tick mark is there. Then after spoon in a tea cup. So it is warm. So your tick mark will come here. Next is fruit juice. So it is a cold. So tick mark will come in this column. The next is handle of a frying pan. So it is hot. So tick mark will come in this column. So these are your answers. Now, one precaution is there. Do not touch objects which are too hot. Be careful while handling a candle flame or a stove. You have to be careful while handling these objects. We see that some objects are cold while some are hot. And you also know that some objects are hotter than other while some are colder than other objects. So how do we decide which object is hotter than the other? So we often do it by touching the objects. But is our sense of touch reliable? We can trust that sense. So now for that, let me find out with this one activity. Activity 4.1. For that, take 3 small tubs or containers, label them as A, B and C. Now put cold water in mug A, hot water in mug B and mix some cold and hot water in mug C. Now dip your left hand in mug A and right hand in mug B. After keeping the hands in 2 mugs for 3 to 2 minutes, put both the hands simultaneously at a time in mug C. And do both the hands get the same feeling? So here first in mug A you have to pour cold water, then after put hot water in mug B and then after in mug C put the mix cold water and hot water. Now then after you have to dip your left hand in mug A, right hand in mug B and then after 2 to 3 minutes you have to put your both hands in mug C. So after doing this you have to observe that are you feeling the same? Both of your hands are feeling same hotness or coldness in mug C. So what will you observe? So your right hand dip in mug C experiences the water to be warm while left hand experiences the water to be cold. Here the Bujoho says, my left hand tells me that the water in Mug Sea is hot, and the right hand tells him that the same water is cold. What I should now conclude? So, Bujoho confused shows that we cannot always rely on our sense of touch to decide whether an object is hot or cold, and sometimes it may deceive us or it may mislead us. Why? Because we are comparing this by the comparison of two objects. That's why when you put your hand in a cold water and then after in Mug Sea you will feel it's a hot water, and after dipping your hand in the hot water, when you put the same hand in the tub sea, you will feel that this water is cold water as compared to the first one. So it is the comparison. So we can't trust this sense of touching to compare the hotness or coldness of an object. So now then, how do we find out how hot an object really is? So a reliable measure of the hotness of an object is its temperature. We can compare the hotness or coldness of two objects by its temperature, and temperature is measured by a device called thermometer. So now let me see how we can measure this temperature. So measuring temperature, and what is thermometer? So have you seen a thermometer? Recall that when you or someone else in your family had fever, the temperature was measured by a thermometer. The thermometer that measures our body temperature is called clinical thermometer. Now hold the thermometer. If you have a thermometer, then hold your thermometer in your hand and examine it carefully. If you do not have a thermometer, then you can request to your friend who has the thermometer. A clinical thermometer looks like the one shown in this figure here. It is shown to you, clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer consists of a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It has a bulb at one end, and this bulb contains mercury. And outside the bulb, a small shining thread of mercury can be seen. And if you do not see the mercury thread, then rotate the thermometer a bit till you see it. You will also find a scale on the thermometer, and the scale we use is the Celsius scale, and it is indicated by degree Celsius or degree small dot and then after C, capital C. So it's called degree Celsius. So now let me see clinical thermometer. So here in the picture, the clinical thermometer is shown to you. In this picture, mercury, which is grey in color, is shown to you. Then after grey color, greyish thread, mercury thread is shown to you, and bulb is also there. This is not clinical thermometer, but in clinical thermometer, there is also same mercury, bulb and thread is same as this one. So now Bujoho wondered which of the two scales shown in the figure 4.2 he should read, or Paheli told him that India has adopted Celsius scale and we should read that scale, and the other scale with the range 94 to 108 degrees is the Fahrenheit scale, and it was in use earlier. So we have to consider the Celsius scale. If you had seen in this thermometer, there are two scales. On the upper side, it is written that 35, 36 to up to 42. And in the lower side, it is written 94, then 8 up to 108 degree Fahrenheit. So we have to consider this upper scale, that is degree Celsius. Here it is also written that. So we have to consider this Celsius scale. This is the lower scale, is the Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit scale, and it was considered earlier. So now what is the range for the clinical thermometer? So a clinical thermometer reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So now how can we measure the temperature or how can we read the thermometer? So for that one activity is given to you, that is activity 4.2, reading a thermometer. So let us learn how to read the thermometer. First, note the temperature difference indicate between two bigger marks and also note down the number of division shown by the smaller marks between these two bigger marks. Now suppose the bigger marks read the 1 degree and there are 5 divisions between them. So then one small division can read 1 divided by 5, that means 0.2 degrees Celsius. As here in the thermometer between the two bigger mark 35 and 36, so there is the difference between 35 and 36, it's a 1 degree Celsius, and there are small 5 divisions between them, then the one each small division will represent 0.2 degrees Celsius or 1 by 5 degrees Celsius. So here it is written that. Now wash the thermometer, preferably with an antiseptic solution. You have to prefer antiseptic solution to wash this thermometer. Now hold it firmly, carefully, and give it a few jerks. The jerks will bring the level of mercury down and ensure that it falls below 35 degrees Celsius. Now place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue. And after 1 minute, take the thermometer out and note the reading. This is your body temperature. The temperature should always be stated with the unit degrees Celsius. And what did you record as your body temperature, that you have to note. So, the normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius, and note that the temperature is stated with its unit, that is degrees Celsius. Now Paheli measured her body temperature and she got worried as it was not exactly 37 degrees Celsius. Now let us try to assure Paheli that there is nothing wrong with her. It is normal, so that some variations are there in the body temperature of different persons. So for that, let we see the next activity. So before that, let we see some precaution to be observed while using a clinical thermometer. So the precautions are given here. So first precaution is thermometer should be washed before and after use, preferably with the antiseptic solution. Then ensure that before use of the mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius. Before use, the mercury level should be below 35 degrees Celsius. The next precaution is read the thermometer keeping the level of mercury along the line of sight. For that, figure 4.3 is shown to you here. This is the correct method for reading a clinical thermometer. You have to keep your thermometer straight along the line of sight. The next precaution is handle the thermometer with care, and if it hits against some hard object, it can break. So handle the thermometer carefully. The next is don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it. It will interrupt your temperature measurement. So don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it. So now let me see the next activity, that is activity 4.3. Measure the body temperature of some of your friends with a clinical thermometer and record your observation in this table 4.2. Body temperature of some person, name of that person and their measurement. After that observation, check that is the body temperature of every person is 37 degrees Celsius. The temperature of every person may not be 37 degrees Celsius. It could be slightly higher or slightly lower. Actually, what we call normal temperature is the average body temperature of a large number of healthy persons. So, there is the possibility of slight variation in the body temperature of different persons. So, the clinical thermometer is designed to measure the temperature of human body only. The temperature of human body normally does not go below 35 degrees Celsius or above 42 degrees Celsius. And that is the reason that this thermometer has the range of 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Now Bujaho has got a naughty idea. He wanted to measure the temperature of hot milk using a clinical thermometer. So Paheli stopped him from doing so. Why? So here the reason is given to you. Do not use clinical thermometer for measuring the temperature of any object other than human body, and also avoid keeping the thermometer in the sun or near a flame. It may break. Why? It is designed to measure the temperature of human body. So we do not have to measure the temperature of other objects, hot objects. It might get break. That's why. So now what we will use to measure the temperature of hotter object or the object with the higher temperature? So for that the laboratory thermometer is there. So now let we see what is laboratory thermometer. So how do we measure the temperature of other objects? For this purpose there are other thermometers. One such thermometer is known as laboratory thermometer. Here in the figure the laboratory thermometer is shown to you. The reading is from, here it is written -1, 0, 1, then after up to 9, and then after there is the directly 100. So this 9, 8 is not 98 but it's 90, 80, 70. There is the difference of 10 degrees Celsius between two bigger marks. And last measurement or last range is 110 degrees Celsius. So this thermometer, look at it carefully and note the highest and lowest temperature it can measure, or you can say range. So the range of a laboratory thermometer is generally from -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius, as we had seen. So also, as you did in the case of clinical thermometer, find out how much a smaller division on this thermometer reads. So between these two bigger mass, it's a 10 degree Celsius, and there are 10 small divisions. So each small division represent 1 degree Celsius. 10 divided by 10, that means 1 degree Celsius. So each smaller division will represent 1 degree Celsius. Now you will need this information to read this thermometer carefully, correctly. Let us now learn how this thermometer is used. Before that, let me see here that different types of thermometers are used for different purposes. The maximum and minimum temperature of the previous day reported in weather reports are measured by a thermometer, and it is called the maximum minimum thermometer. So the temperature of weather is measured by the maximum minimum thermometer. Now how to read this laboratory thermometer. For that, one activity is given to you. Activity is 4.4. Take some tap water in a beaker or a mug and dip the thermometer in water so that the bulb is immersed or deep in water but does not touch the bottom or the sides of the container, and hold the thermometer vertically and observe the movement of mercury in the thermometer and wait till the mercury thread becomes steady or stable, and hold the thermometer like this, as here in the figure it is shown to you. Hold this thermometer vertically. So not the reading, and this is the temperature of water at that time. So now after doing this activity, compare the temperature of water recorded by your friends. So then observe that are there any variation in this reading, and discuss the reason, and let us try to find this question. So is there any difference between the reading of your and your friends? So variation in the temperature of water maybe is there. It is because the precautions which may or may not be followed by you or your friend while performing this experiment. So now let me see what precaution we had to take while taking the reading through this thermometer. So in addition to the precautions to be taken while reading a clinical thermometer or the laboratory thermometer, first precaution is it should be kept upright, not tilted. You have to hold the thermometer straight as shown here in this figure. You should not hold it tilted, that means cross. You have to keep it straight, not cross. The next precaution is bulb should be surrounded from all sides by the substance of which the temperature is to be measured. In our case it is water, so the bulb should be surrounded by the water from which we have to measure the temperature, and bulb should not touch the surface of the container. So these are the precaution. If you don't look for this precaution, then there is the variation in your temperature measurement. One another activity is also given here. For that, take some. Before that, Bujoho now got some idea that now he understands why clinical thermometer cannot be used to measure high temperatures. But he still wondered whether a laboratory thermometer can be used to measure his body temperature. So for that we will see the answer in the next activity. The activity 4.5. For that, take some hot water in a beaker or a mug. Then dip the thermometer in water and wait till the mercury thread becomes steady and not the temperature. Now take out the thermometer from the water and observe carefully what happens to the thermometer. Do you notice that as soon as you take the thermometer out of the water, you will notice that the level of mercury begins to fall. And this means that the temperature must be read while the thermometer is in water. And you may recall that while taking your own temperature, you have to take the thermometer out of your mouth to note the reading. So can you then use the laboratory thermometer to measure your body temperature? So Bujoho has one question here. He wondered why the level of mercury should change at all when the bulb of the thermometer is brought in contact with the other object, because there are the difference between the temperature of the different objects. So obviously you cannot use the laboratory thermometer to measure your body temperature. Why? So it is not convenient to use the laboratory thermometer to measure the body temperature. Why does the mercury, and one another question is there, that why does the mercury not fall or rise in the clinical thermometer when it taken out of the mouth? So if you had observed a clinical thermometer, you will see a kink near the bulb. Here it is shown to you. What is the use of this kink? So it prevents mercury level from falling down on its own. Here in the figure it is shown to you, this one is the kink, and it prevents mercury level from falling it down. So that's why we are noting our temperature measurement after keeping out or taking out from our mouth. So nowadays there is a lot of concern over the use of mercury in thermometers. Why? So mercury is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose of it if a thermometer breaks. So these days digital thermometers are available which do not use mercury, and it looks like this. It gives direct readings in digits. So nowadays these thermometers are used to measure the temperature. So in this video we had seen the comparison of temperature of different objects. Then after, how we can measure the temperature, for that we had seen clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer, and how can we measure the temperature by these thermometers. Now in the next video we will see the remaining part of this chapter. Thank you.